Come in, welcome in. Here I am again. Want to dance before we get started? Now this is Tyra Lavone, and it's called Keep Stepping. Don't you like that? Come in, welcome in, welcome in. I got the tea ready, and you all notice something? I am on time. Come on in, come on in, come on in. The tea's ready. Come on in, yes. Come on in, come up towards the front so you can get you a good seat. And we're about to start on time. Come on, keep stepping. Come on in. Yes. Come on. It's gonna be, I don't know. You all, I've got some good tea for you, because this is gonna be something that may not sit well with you, but you need to hear. So as you're coming in, feel this. Yeah, come on in. And as you're coming in, don't forget that my only goal is to get 20,000 likes. So tap the screen. Be sure to get your heart me's, your daily heart me's. If you gift me, I thank you in advance, but I don't solicit them. But if you enjoy the information that I've provided for you and you want to show your appreciation, let me tell you all something while I'm waiting for persons to come on in. You know, on TikTok, they have advertised this Bella Vita Honey Ooh Baby. I got all kinds of compliments today. I was out and about, and I had this from TikTok shop. I had this Bella Vita Honey Ooh on. Get you some, get you some. Welcome in, welcome in. I just got, this is Tyra Lavone. Keep on stepping. Come on, you all come in to the front. Come up to the front. Yeah, yes. Tony, welcome in, welcome in. Everyone, welcome in. I got the tea ready. Yeah. So now I've got two things from the TikTok shop that I am totally in love with. So just while everyone's coming in, I got that tear from TikTok shop. Can you see it? Oh, it works because I don't like makeup, and this has been wonderful. I'm just a lipstick person, but this from Tear, and my number is 45 Chestnut. Okay, I'm gonna have to turn it off because these are my favorites. Okay, this is called Fantasy by Tyra. But you all come on in, come on in. I just thought I'd share those two with the ladies as they were coming in. Tear, 45 Chestnut on in the TikTok shop, and that Honey Ooh. I have never, I promise you, gotten so many compliments. I smelled wonderful. Oh my goodness. Tonight, we are going to, tonight and tomorrow night and Wednesday. And I don't know if you all want to hang out with me for a fourth night on Thursday, but I'll probably go live on my YouTube channel Thursday. But we're going to talk about blame, excuses, and denial. That's what we're going to talk about. So let me turn it down. Everybody get seated. Get your tea. I was about to say get strapped in, but you know what I mean. Put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. Yeah, it is. And you all know that I'm still trying to get over whatever it was that I had. But my eyes are tearing, my nose is running. You all know, you know me if you've been with me for a while. Yeah, I've been taking the wild oregano with grapeseed oil, and it works wonderful. It does work wonderful. And I've been drinking my tea and everything, but everything is everything. So, now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, I've gotten my dance out of the way, everything. Are you all ready? We're going to talk about blame, excuses, and denial. Now, should you miss or come in late, it's okay, because I will upload this to my YouTube channel, which is Tea with Lady DJ. Tea with Lady DJ. So I hope you stay to the end, because there's an exercise that I want you all to do. And I am a teacher. That is my spiritual gift. I am a teacher. And it's what worked for me when I was going through getting to the other side, to my better side. So let's get started. Are you ready? And thank you all for coming in and tapping the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As stated in the advertisement that I did for tonight, at the heart of relationship struggles is the gap between blaming others and owning your part, our part, is where real growth and real peace, we're talking about. I don't want to, I'm going to protect my peace, but you can't if you're forever blaming others and not taking ownership of your part in the struggles that's going on in the relationship. It gets blocked. You cannot control the other person. You cannot control the other person or what the other person did or did not do. You cannot. But you always have the power. You have the power over your own growth, over your growth. Taking responsibility is not about taking all of the blame. It is not. It's about reclaiming your power to learn and to do better the next time. And to do better the next time. Accountability, it's not about beating yourself up or saying it's all my fault. It's about being honest and asking yourself, looking in the mirror and saying, what was my part? What was my part? What patterns did I bring? What could I have done differently? We have to be honest with ourselves. We have to be honest with the person that's looking back at us in the mirror. Even in situations where someone was genuinely wrong, there's often something to learn about boundaries. Good evening. There's something to learn about boundaries, communications, or what you or I will or will not tolerate. I had a lesson today, and I always share with you the lessons that keep me growing and paying attention, and that is listening not to refute or rebut what is being said, but intentionally listening. And when we intentionally listen, we learn something. What did I just say? About boundaries, communication, and what we will tolerate. And what we will tolerate. And so the person was genuine enough to notice that I had distanced myself. I had distanced myself. But I also feel like that person mentioned it to someone that's very dear to me, and I had said to that person. So now we got 3 people, right? I'm just not calling names. But the person that called me said, if I had. And now that's always a booger for me. If you have to say, if I had done something, said something, whatever, I'm saying then you're not very mindful. And so I said, yes, it happened at this time, on this day. And no, I didn't say anything because that's not who I am. That's a part of me as Donna Marie. It's a part of me as a Libra. I will just, and because I don't want anyone to ever see me cry, my stutter gets worse, and then you can't hear what it is that I'm trying to say. Well, that's bad communication on my part. And if we were indeed friends, I should have been able to say and use all of my words properly. That didn't feel good. And I don't want you to ever say that to me again. Thank you all for all of the gifts. Thank you so very much. So instead, I distanced myself. I licked my wounds, and I cried, telling myself that this won't happen twice. But when they brought it to my attention today, I could feel their earnest. I could feel that they apologized from their heart. And I received it. So for them to say, I remember when I did say that, and it was disrespectful of me. It was that kind of acknowledgement. It's not enough to say, I apologize, but to take ownership. And that's what we're going to talk about for these next 3 days, is taking ownership of what you did or have done, and acknowledge, I did do that. And yes, I apologize. And yes, I can see why that hurt you. That was paramount. And so when we're always listening, then we can receive what that person is saying, whomever it is, whether it's somebody in your marriage, a relationship that you're part of, a family member. We have to intentionally listen, not be so pissed off that we can't hear. And though that took place, I said there's often something to learn. Even though that person was genuinely wrong, I messed up because I didn't communicate my boundaries. I didn't communicate at all. At all. So when I didn't say anything, it could be assumed that everything was copacetic when it wasn't. So I too made a mistake, and I too said, this is what I did because this is who I am. It's not an excuse, but it's an acknowledgement. We both made mistakes. He was 90% wrong and I was 10%, but we both acknowledged and owned our mistakes. It made a big difference. The blame trap. We stay focused on what they did wrong. We stay focused on what they did wrong. We stay stuck. We give away our power. Thank you so much. Thank you so very much. We give away our power. We cannot change them. Thank you so much. Thank you. We cannot change them, but we can change ourselves. We cannot change them, but we can change ourselves. Blame feels protective in the moment, but it keeps us repeating the same patterns. It keeps us repeating the same patterns. We contribute without realizing. We contribute without realizing. Poor communication, avoiding difficult conversation, ignoring red flags, ignoring yellow flags because there were yellow flags before it ever got to the red flag. So we just ignored it all. Not setting boundaries. Some of us are in relationships, are trying to do life, and we don't have boundaries. These are the things that I learned coming out of my divorce of 23 years. But I sat still because I didn't know me. And I didn't know what I didn't know until I started receiving and having some absolutely magnificent teachers to pour into me. And that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to pour into you that which was poured into me that has me where I am now, not where I used to be. Has me where I am now, and I'm forever growing. I am forever learning. So, we're not setting boundaries. We're bringing past relationship baggage forward. Bringing past relationship baggage forward. Expecting that person to read our minds. Expecting that person to read our minds. Trying to change them instead of accepting who they are. Accepting who they are. The gift in ownership is when you say, here is what I contribute. The gift in ownership is when you can say, here's what I contributed. You gain wisdom. You break cycles. You show up differently the next time. That's where peace lives. That's where peace lives in knowing you did your part to learn and to grow. To learn and to grow. Now let's have a sip of our tea. Have you got your tea? Or whatever your beverage may be, have a sip of it. Continue to tap the screen. There is a little arrow that goes like this at the bottom of your screen. If you tap it, then hit your story, it shares it out. Well, come on with your coffee. Come on with your coffee. I had mushroom coffee earlier, but because I said I was going to be serving tea, I thought I better have tea tonight. But that mushroom coffee, again, I got it from TikTok. It is awesome. It's better than the Rise, I think, but it's really good. So have some of your tea before I continue on. So let's dive a little further. Okay? Let's dive a little further. What accountability actually means. What does it actually mean? Well, accountability is looking in the mirror with compassion and honesty. See, we lie to ourselves so often. And tomorrow we're going to talk about blame and denial. And I have acronyms for them both. Probably something you've never heard. But anyway, it's my acronym for tomorrow. Blame and denial. So, it's about looking in the mirror with compassion. The same compassion that you give everybody else. Give yourself that same compassion and the same honesty that you want to give everybody else. Be honest with yourself. I'm going to examine my side of the street. I'm not going to examine their side of the street, but my side of the street. This does not mean the other person gets off the hook for what they did. Not letting anyone off the hook, okay? Not letting anyone off the hook. They have their own mirror to look into. But you can only control your reflection. You can only control your reflection, not anyone else's. Think of it this way. If you keep tripping over the same stone in different relationships, at some point you have to ask, why do I keep walking this same path? Why do I keep walking this same path? Why don't I see the stone coming? Yellow flags, red flags. Accountability is about identifying the operative word is your pattern so you can choose differently. Your pattern so you can choose differently. The difference between blame and accountability looks like this. Blame says they ruined everything. Accountability says they did what they did, and I ignored the warning signs for 6 months. They did what they ignored the warning signs for 6 months. What the dickens? So was it really their fault or was it my fault? For 6 months. For 6 months, I ignored the warning signs. Blame keeps you a victim. Yes, Paula, exactly. Both parties, right? Blame keeps you a victim. Accountability makes you a student because you learn. It makes you better the next time. The balance trap, why we stay stuck. Blame is seductive because it protects our ego. It's all their fault. It's all their fault. We don't have to feel the discomfort of examining ourselves. We're so busy pointing like this that we don't see these other fingers that are pointing back at us. There's a reason why they say that. One's pointing at you, but three's pointing back at me. Yeah. But here is what blame cost. There's a cost in blaming. We repeat the same relationship over and over with different people. Dang. We repeat by blaming. We're talking about blame. We repeat the same relationship over and over again with different people. We never develop skills we need to build something better. We never develop skills we need to build something better. We teach our children, if we have them, to avoid responsibility. They are really saying, when they blame, and this is what I said before, they fear, scared. I'm scared to admit I had blind spots. When we teach little children, our children, they are afraid of what might happen. Sometimes nothing happens. So we teach them to lie to themselves. I didn't do it. The dog did it. The dog ate my homework. How about I just didn't do my homework? We were running in the house and we bumped into the coffee table, knocked the flowers over. We were, not he was running in the house and knocked the flowers over, taking ownership of what you did. I'm scared to admit I had a blind spot. I'm scared to admit I too made mistakes. But fear of growth is just another form of staying small. We contribute without realizing. Let's get specific, because this is where people have aha moments when we get specific. So let's go there. Silent suffering. Me acknowledging that today. You never said you were unhappy with something until you exploded about it. Your partner isn't a mind reader. You ignored red flags. They showed you who they were for 2 months. You thought love would change them by month 20. Poor boundaries. And you don't have to just keep listening. I'm going to upload this probably late tonight or first thing in the morning so you can re-listen to it and get your assignment that's at the end. But you don't have to share it with anyone but you, but be honest with you. Poor boundaries. You gave and gave until you were empty. Then you resented them for taking. You gave and gave and gave until your cup was empty. And then you resented them because they just kept taking and taking and taking. But you never said no. Not just no, but hell no. I've given all that I'm going to give. No. And I don't even owe you an explanation of why I stopped giving. No is a complete sentence. I've given all that I'm going to give. No. Have another taste of your tea. It's going to get deep in here, okay? So, next, bringing old baggage. Okay, hypothetically, your ex cheated. So you interrogated this person about every text message. You punished them for someone else's crime. You interrogated that person for all of the text messages. Someone else's crime. Just allow it to marinate. Avoiding hard questions. Instead of addressing the issues, you complain to your friends, post cryptic social media messages. Now, I'm not just saying that, it's because I've seen these posted cryptic social media messages. Messy as hell. Instead of talking directly, being mindful of the words that you're using, but talking to the person that did it. But you got a whole message going on social media. What do they call it? The subliminal messages that you post out there. Instead of talking directly to the person, how you contribute. Or just grew distant. Me, that's what I just said. I owned it. I grew distant. Because you're not going to get to do it to me again. Okay. The comparison trap. You kept measuring them against an ex, a fantasy, or your parents' relationship instead of accepting who they actually were. You contributed. Waiting on them to initiate change. You wanted them to go to counseling. Don't act like this is the first time that you've heard people talk about it. I think he needs to go to counseling. I think she needs to go to counseling. Why can't he plan date night? I plan everything. Why can't he be more affectionate? But you never took the lead yourself. You never took the lead. It was always someone else's fault. I told you, it's not going to feel good. No. What's the statement? It's tight, but it's right. That's the word. Not being clear about your needs. Not being clear about your needs. You expected them just to know what you needed to feel loved. They don't know anything about you. They know absolutely nothing about you. Yet you expected them to know what you needed to feel loved. And it all goes back to that what? Poor communication. Remember how poor communication. I'm doing good on time. The gift of ownership. The gift in ownership is where peace lives. It's where peace lives. This is the beautiful part, the hope in it all. When you can own your part, you can break generational cycles. When you stop attracting that same type of person, you walk into your next relationship wiser, not bitter. You model maturity for everyone watching you. You model it because you learned from it. Your countenance looks different because you've learned from it. You don't have that, what is it? That face. You know what I'm talking about. What's it called? That grimace on your face. I am so close to, I'm not going to say it, but you all know what I'm talking about. That face. And so that person doesn't want to even get to know you, doesn't want to get to approach you because your face says, get away from me. You know, I've been through something. I know your type, and you don't even know who that person is. So, taking responsibility is an act of self-love. It says, I deserve to learn. I deserve to do better. I'm worth the uncomfortable work of growth. I am worth that. And here's the truth. The person who can say that, I'm speaking from experience. The person who can say, I deserve to learn. I deserve to do better. I am worth the uncomfortable work of growth. I contributed to that ending is the person who is ready for a healthy beginning. A healthy beginning. So let's look at this. And these, just let me go through them. And I'm going to be on time. I'm not keeping you all too long. But this is what I want you all to sit with you and do and talk to yourself out loud and answer these questions. Like I said, this is the teacher in me. And this is how they did me. And when I talked out loud, man, was that great. It wasn't good, it was great. So here's your first question. When your last relationship ended, did you spend more time thinking about what they did wrong or what you could have done differently? I need you to be honest. I need you to be honest. If your ex was sitting here with us today, what's one thing they might say you contributed to the relationships problems? Can you hear any truth in that? What pattern keeps showing up in your relationships? You got to be honest with you. You got to be honest with you. You cannot make a change if you're forever lying to yourself. So what patterns keep showing up in your relationships? Do you keep choosing emotionally unavailable people? Do you always end up feeling unappreciated? You don't have to put anything in the chat unless you've got a question of me. But this is what I want you to spend time with. What if that pattern is trying to teach you something about yourself? What if that pattern is trying to teach you something about yourself? When things started going wrong, did you speak up clearly and calmly? Or did you hint, shut down, or explode? How might that have affected things? Were you trying to change? Oh, Paul, I've got some more. I have some more for you. Hold on. Hold on. There's more coming. Were you trying to change your partner? Or were you accepting them as they were? If you were trying to change them, do you hear drum roll? There's a drum rolling. If you were trying to change them, why did you stay with someone you didn't actually want? Dang, Miss Donna, you standing on my feet. Ouch, that hurt. If you were trying to change them, why did you stay with someone you didn't actually want? What did you witness about the relationships growing up? That's the reason why I had to take time out. What did you witness about relationships growing up? And are you repeating those patterns or rebelling against them in ways that might not be healthy? I say I'm different, and I know I am. But I sat still, you guys. I sat still because I saw things. I saw things that made me say, I'm going to be a virgin when I get married. I saw things that I said, you can never, ever, hey, Jeanette, how are you? You can never, ever speak to me in that manner. I saw things. Marvin, how are you? So, Marvin, thank you so much. So, what did you witness about relationships growing up? And are you repeating those patterns or rebelling against them in ways that might not be healthy? Thank you, Marvin. Then I want you to complete these sentences. Okay? Are you ready? Have you fallen between the pews yet? I know these are strong questions, but thank you, Marvin. Thank you. These are strong questions, but I want you to complete them for you. One boundary that I should have set that I didn't was. Complete that sentence. One boundary I should have set but didn't was. Complete this sentence. One conversation I avoided having was, one way I wasn't showing up as my best self was, one way. If you had to take 30% responsibility for how things you all stop it. If you had 30% responsibility for how things ended, even if you feel they were 90% wrong, what would your 30% be? Being honest, you got to be honest with you. And I want you to put this in a journal somewhere. Men as well. Tony was a big man, and he journaled. He journaled in the book, The Struggle is Real. He actually read it, did the scriptures, and this man journaled. So I'm saying if Tony can, men, you can journal. So let's move forward. Let's keep moving forward. What's one thing you're committed to doing different in your next relationship? In your next relationship, you know how I always reference David Burris. And he always said, giving you permission to think differently. So on this platform, on my platform, and the things that I share with you, is giving you permission to think differently. Because what you have been doing obviously has not been working. So let's think differently. So, what's one thing you're committed to doing differently in your next relationship? Here's the big one. Are you ready to date again? Or do you still have healing and learning to do? And how do you know this? And if I have not said, because I've been jabbering, talking, this right here that I'm giving to you all will be in my book, Mastering You. Are you really ready to date yet? Mastering You. Are you really ready to date yet? All of these. And these questions will be there for you to journal. But I want you to get ready. Like T.D. Jakes said, get ready, get ready. It's coming. Start now. Are you ready to date again? Or do you still have healing and learning to do? And how do you know? If accountability is power, what power are you reclaiming today by being honest about your part? I told you it was going to be bumpy. I told you. So here is your challenge. Here is your challenge. Before we end today, I want everyone to write down. Before we end today, I want everyone to write down, just for you, not for anyone else, just for you. Thank you all for the gifts. Thank you so much. We're almost at that 20,000. Thank you all so much. Thank you. You've been listening and tapping, and I so appreciate you. Thank you. So, I want everyone to write down, just for yourself, one thing you contributed to your last relationship's struggles. Just one thing. I'm sure there was a plethora of things, but I just want you to be honest about one thing. Not to shame yourself, but to honor your growth. To honor your growth. You don't have to share it, but you need to acknowledge it. That's where your peace begins. That's where your peace begins. So in closing, look at me. I'm going to be finished in an hour. Yes, I am. So in closing, taking responsibility is not about carrying all of the weight. It's about putting down the weight of blame so you can walk freely into something better. The other person, thank you, Paula. The other person has their work to do. Let them do their work. They have their work to do. Let them do their work. But your work, that's where your power is. That's where your peace is. That's where your next level love is waiting. And it starts with looking in the mirror and saying, I see you. I see where you fell short. And I love you enough to do better. Now that's the T. If you have any questions and you want to come up and join me, I'll open the boxes. Thank you. Thank you all for staying.